Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to Chocolate Covered Pages. I'm Kiona, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in December. So let's get into it. Alright y'all, so for December I read 9 books, and I am proud of myself for that, because if you were watching my vlogs, I was outside. I was definitely outside, and it was some things that I did that I didn't even vlog. I was just out in these streets enjoying my holiday, enjoying my little time off. Yeah, like 'tis the season, so I was just chilling or whatever. So I am proud of myself that I still was able to read 9 books. Granted, some of these were like really short, but like a win is a win. So the first book that I finished in December was Needful Nor by Takerra. This book is, according to Goodreads, this is the longest book that I have finished for the year, and this book clocks in around 850 pages because technically it is 2 books into one novel. So there's a part 1 and then there's a part 2, and if you get the ebook, it's literally all together, which I love because y'all know I hate it to be continued. So I wanted to be able to just like, okay, I'm done with this, now I'm just gonna continue flipping to the next part of the book. Now if you do get the paperback copies, the paperbacks are split into 2 different books. So this book, y'all, this book took me through it, okay? This book is about a girl named Noor. This book really kind of goes from her teenage years and it brings us into her adult life. Mostly in her adult life, and we just get small snippets of her as a teenager. And, you know, kind of just finding out what is the backstory of all these things that happened to her, and why is she like the person that she is right now. She ends up getting a job as a nurse to a very, very wealthy family, I will say. And things kind of take off from there. I don't want to say too much about this book because I feel like this book, I didn't know anything going into it. Like, the synopsis is not super clear on what is happening. What kind of book is this? I cannot call this book urban fiction. I don't know what to classify this book is. Like, it has like some mystery elements in it. At the end of the day, like, it's just a good ass story. Like, it is just a good story. You know, it's not a romance. I would not consider, this ain't the type of damn romance that I like. I'm gonna just put that out there. If this is considered a romance, like, I think if I had to put it somewhere, I would put it in like mystery type of area. I would sit it over there, right? But if you like good stories and you're not afraid of the page count, then you should definitely give this one a try. There was a lot of commentary in this book. Like, another thing I would say, that this book is absolutely perfect if you have a book club. There is so much conversation to be had about this book and about the themes in this book. You know, there is a conversation in this book about women, about a woman who is extremely strong and independent and outspoken, right? Versus a woman who is much more soft-spoken, who is considered very delicate in nature and feminine, and you know how men respond to that type of woman versus a independent and strong woman. You know, it's kind of a commentary on like, oh well, which one is better. Like, oh, well, is this type of woman, you know, always gonna get the guy, or is it this type of woman that gets the guy? Like, I was just like, first of all, I had to go talk to my husband about this book, because I had to find out, like, okay, so where do I fall? Because I feel like I'm delicate, you know, I'm a flower and stuff. But no, he did shut me down. He was like, no, you are, you know, the opinionated, independent, whatever. And I was like, I'll be that. That's cool with me. But yeah, like, this book, it's a lot. It's a lot. And even though I'm finished, and I've been finished this book for some time now, I'm still thinking about it. Like, I am legit still thinking about this book, because I'm still trying to figure out if no, you know what? I'm no longer trying to figure it out. I did not like Noor. I'm just going to say that. It's taking me some time now to decide that. Because I wasn't sure, because I was feeling like, oh man, you know, I feel really bad for her upbringing and things of that nature. But like, Noor, this girl is something. This girl is something, okay? If you read this book, please drop down in the comments. I need to talk to somebody about this book. I absolutely have to talk to somebody about this book, because there's a lot of stuff that I cannot say, because I don't want to ruin it for y'all. I hate when people ruin books for me. So please pick up this book. It is a recommendation. I know I put a little recommendation in with this wrap up, but that's okay. You know, spoiler alert, this book will be part of my top reads of the year. Like, that is how much I enjoyed it. And I know, like, I'm gonna tell you this right now, I've already picked up another Takerra Allen book, because I just I want to read some more of her work. I absolutely do. That was my first book by her, and she's been writing for a little while now, so I definitely want to keep going through her catalog, because I like the way she had me feeling. You know, she had me feeling things, and you know, I like to feel things when I'm reading. Don't we all? Oh, and before I forget, Needful Nor, I gave that 5 stars. If you didn't realize it already, 5 stars, okay? 5 stars across the board. So then I picked up Tricking on a Hoe for Christmas by Teanna. This book is about a guy named Daquan, and he has been talking online for a while. He's been talking online with this adult entertainer called Joshi, and you know, Daquan, from what we realized in the very beginning of the book, Daquan, he don't really be like messing with chicks like that. You know, like, there's a scene where he walks into a sneaker store and a chick is smiling at him, you know, trying to be all flirty, and he just kind of like gives her the stank look. Like, why you even looking my way? You know what I mean? So I was like, ooh, okay. So he don't, like, okay, like, it was odd, you know what I mean? I was just like, okay, so he's very kind of like standoffish, like, you know, because I've come across characters like that, you know, that are just kind of like, they don't really mess with people like that, and then there's that one person that they absolutely love, and blah 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 blah. But what I wasn't expecting was for the person that, you know, he is all like melty with to be like somebody that he met on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it felt like it didn't fit. You know, like it didn't fit the whole profile of him being somebody that was very like closed off, you know. But I guess he says that he started talking to her on Twitter while he was in prison. So I don't know, I guess. But he ends up convincing Joshi to fly out to see him and hang out with him for the holidays, because, you know, he realizes that he's gonna be alone and he wants to, you know, spend some time with her. He wants to finally meet her face to face and see her face, because he has never seen her face to face, and she has never seen his face at all as well. He pays for her to do like custom videos for him, and you know, things like that, and they talk on the phone. And they've been doing that for like a couple years or whatever, and then she decides that, okay, I'm gonna come out there and meet you. And when they meet each other, it's immediate like attraction, and you know, sex is right away and stuff like that. You know, I just wasn't like a super fan of this one. Like, I just wasn't crazy about it. Like, to me, it just felt really fake. Like, it didn't feel realistic at all. Like, I was already put off by the fact that, you know, the main character is being portrayed as like a guy that's kind of like, but then at night he's going home to like chat on the phone with someone who, you know, pretty much has a OnlyFans and stuff like that, like entertains, you know, men, like anybody for that matter, you know, and there's nothing that's wrong with that, but to me, it just didn't seem like he would be the type of guy that would be okay with that, I guess, or would take something like that seriously and be like, you know what, like, I want you to be my girl, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it was a little strange. Like, it was a little strange for me. And I just feel like everything with them just moved really quickly. Like, literally, like, after the first time they had sex, she's already calling him, like, daddy and stuff. Like, it just didn't connect for me. You know, he never met her before. Like, there was not 1 ounce of apprehension on on his part. There was no apprehension on his part, like, oh, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it was just immediately like, oh yeah, she's the baddest thing walking, and yeah, I knew you was gonna be fine, and you mine, and blah 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 blah. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna continue to keep going in on this, but it didn't work for me. I think I gave it like maybe 2.5 stars or something like that. But yeah, this wasn't the holiday novel that I was looking for. It just felt like I was constantly like rolling my eyes. Like, it didn't work for me. So then I picked up Coleman Hill by Coleman Foote. And I don't think I've read a book like this before. It's a fiction novel, but it is weaving fiction and fact together because it is based on the author's own family. Like, I was listening to the audiobook, but I also had the ebook version. A lot of times, if I have both together, I will use the ebook version, just to kind of fully track where I am in the novel. And as I'm, you know, sliding through, I'm seeing photos in this book, and I'm like, photos? But the photos is corresponding with areas in the book that I had listened to, and I was like, oh shoot, like, these are actually photos from her family. And like, I thought that was so cool. Like, I never seen that before. So this is considered a biomythography. That is a mouthful. So this was coined by Audre Lorde, and this is, like, I feel like she did a really good job with intertwining her actual family, like family history and actual photos into this book, while also still giving us an actual story. Like, I thought that was really, really cool. So we meet these two families, Celia and Lucy. So Celia and Lucy are good friends, right? Until one day, Celia catches Lucy's daughter with Celia's son, right? And And Celia is just, she just can't get past it. She just cannot get past it. They're young. They're like, you know, teens or whatever, fooling around and stuff. And she just can't let it go. She has a problem with Lucy. She has a problem with Lucy's kids. She feels like Lucy's daughter enticed her son. Meanwhile, her son is older than Lucy's daughter, but you know, mothers and they sons. But she just can't let it go, and that moment kind of pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the book. They are completely intertwined, you know. I did enjoy this novel to a certain extent. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was very brave. The way she kind of put, like, it was ambitious. I feel it was. You know, the story itself, I think, could have probably been a little bit better. I would say just a little bit more. I would have wanted it to be a little bit more captivating, you know, because there was a few times where I kind of lost a little bit of interest, and then I'd have to like reacclimate myself back into the novel. Like, okay, wait, what's happening now? It was just too many damn characters for me. Yeah, that is what it was. It was too many damn characters. You got Celia and Lucy, you got they kids, and then you got they kids. Like, it was just like, child, can I get a family tree? Like, if there is a family tree in the finished copy, then let me know. I did not see a family tree, so I was extremely confused when I was listening to this damn book on my way to work. I was very confused, but I did still, you know, I still definitely give her kudos for doing something like this, because I thought it was really cool. And I would love to see more people write, what is it again? Biomythographies. Yes, biomythographies. The next book I read was The Secret Keeper of Jaipur by Alka Joshi. And this is book 2 in the Jaipur trilogy. I really enjoyed book 1. I enjoy book 2 as well. Okay, 2 things, right? 2 things have happened in book 2. Now, we do get the POV from 2 more characters. One character named Malik, who Malik we know from book 1 because he is an assistant to Lakshmi, who is pretty much the main character of this entire trilogy. And I was always a fan of Malik, so I was really happy to see him like as a man in book 2 and getting his point of view. Like, I knew that his point of view was just gonna be funny and charming and just, you know, he's a hustler. He's a smart dude, and you was just really not gonna pull a wool over Malik's eyes. You just not. Like, he's from the streets, okay? And when you're from the streets, like, you be up on game, you know? And he was able to go back to Jaipur and kind of make a name for himself. A lot of people don't remember him when he was Lakshmi's assistant, so he kind of like, you know, showing up as like a brand new guy or whatever. But yeah, he was not playing those rich people games at all, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. We also get Lakshmi as well, and we get a new POV from someone named Namimi, I think her name is, and she is in love with Malik. So I didn't really care for her POV too much, but I feel like definitely Lakshmi and Malik, I enjoyed their POVs very much. Just know more scandal, more mayhem, more sex and drama in book 2. But I will say that I did enjoy book 1 better. I feel like book 1 had more, you know what I mean? Like, book 2 kind of like, it kind of starts off with a bang, and then it just kind of like, there's like this big mystery around this big event that takes place when it first happens. and the book is pretty much centered around this big thing that happens and the mystery surrounding it. So, you know, whereas book number 1 was more of like a full-on story. You know what I mean? Okay, this happened, then this, and then, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's that or whatever. I still gave it 4 stars because I still really enjoyed it. What I will say is that book 3 was putting me to sleep. Okay, I tried to read and finish book 3, but y'all, I think I got like maybe 4 hours left on the audio. Like, it was just, it is one of my least favorite characters in this entire trilogy, and it's pretty much only her POV the entire freaking book, and I'm just like, girl, like, I don't even like you like that, and this whole book is about you. Like, nothing is going on. So not only do you annoy the hell out of me, but like, you're also kind of boring. Like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? Like, ugh. So I don't know. We're in January now. I don't know if I'm going to just finish out those last couple of hours. I might. It depends. If I have something that's like mindless to do, I'll just throw it on. Okay, and then I picked up Snowmans Haven by Meek Mills, and I included this in one of my vlogs that I posted in a previous video, so I won't spend too much time on this one. This one is about a guy named Halo and a girl named Haven, and Halo and Haven, they were together like back in the day, like in high school. They are high school sweethearts. Halo has to go away to prison, and when he does, Haven moves away, and she is away for like 6 years at this point. They end up coming back into contact and running into each other when Haven has to end up moving out of her apartment and going back home to her, you know, going back to her childhood hometown. And the book pretty much takes off from there. It is a second chance romance, obviously, and I liked it. I gave it 3.5 stars. Yeah, like, it was you know, it was one of those books where it was like, it was cool. You know what I mean? Like, it happened. It didn't get me in my feels or anything like that. Like, it was just like, okay, you know, like, it's cool. Then I picked up Remember Us at Christmas by Briyanna Michelle, and this book is also in the same vlog with Snowmans Haven. And this book I really enjoyed. This was a second chance romance as well, but with a divorced couple. And this is another couple that had pretty much been with each other practically their whole lives. We meet this girl named Kristen, and Kristen's twin sister passes away, and when that happens, she really blames her husband Jameson, who, you know, at the time they were married, and she pretty much pushes everybody away in her grief. And Jameson has now decided at this point, you know, enough is enough. Like, I want my wife back. I feel like he did the right thing, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I really enjoyed seeing Jameson fight for his family. You know, I feel like it was really romantic. I absolutely loved the way he loved his wife and would do anything to try to accommodate her and make sure that she was good and happy and feeling comfortable. I really love the fact that, you know, a lot of their problems did not get swept underneath the rug just for the sake of, okay, happily ever after. You know what I mean? Like, it was real. You know, it was absolutely real. And it definitely makes me want to pick up more marriage romances, you know, because married people need to have some romance too. You know, people be going through things and stuff, they need to reconnect. So I definitely want to pick up some more Well, you know, I do like Marriage of Convenience. I do love that trope. But that's not the same. That's not the same. But yeah, no, I absolutely love this book. I gave this book 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars because I loved everything about this book, honestly. Like, I love the flashbacks of when they were kids. Like, they knew each other since they were 9 years old. Like, that is a long time. Like, you really know this man. You know him since he was 9. You know this man and he knows the hell out of you. Like, stop playing. You know what I mean? You're not gonna find nothing else. Especially when y'all broke up the way y'all broke up and why. Like, I was like, girl, stop playing and let this man come home, you know. But yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. 5 stars, honey. 5 stars. Then I picked up Santa Sent Me a Real One for Christmas by Nay. And this is in a different vlog. And this one is about a girl named Emerson. And Emerson is in a highly abusive relationship with her boyfriend. And she ends up meeting her brother's best friend, Fontaine, aka Fabo. And Fabo is, you know, kind of checking her out. Like, he not laying it on thick, but he laying it, baby. He is laying it. He is letting her know that, yo, like, I'm willing to be, you know, patient with what you got going on, but I'ma just be honest. Like, this is what I'm trying to do. Like, are you trying to do what I'm trying to do? Like, because we could do it together. And another thing that I loved is that Fabo is a whole daddy. Like, he has a young daughter, and I love seeing them connecting with each other. I love seeing the soft daddy side of Fabo, because, you know, in the streets, he really don't play that shit. You know what I mean? But when it came to his daughter, like, he was so soft, and I really enjoyed seeing that part of him, and that made it much easier for me to believe when he was being soft with Emerson. It just felt like real. It didn't feel like some fake stuff. Like, he was allowing Emerson to really take some time and heal, you know. But he was like, look, but I'm over here, you know. Whatever you need, I can assist you with, you know. There's a whole Jay-Z quote in there, but if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. And that's one thing that I really appreciate about Nay's writing, is that I just feel like if somebody else would have wrote it, it would have just been kind of corny. Like, like, I would have rolled my eyes about it. But it was just like, that's a whole Jay-Z quote in here. It was literally like, if you know, you know. And if you don't, well, then you don't. It went over your head. You know what I mean? There was a couple little other, like, nuggets in there, and I was just smirking. I really enjoyed it. And it's not because it's set in New York neither. Like, I liked it. I like how it was laid out. I feel like the ending was extremely realistic, and I am looking forward to seeing this couple in a future full-length novel. Then I picked up Melted the Heart of a Menace by P. Wise. This is about a girl named Tink, and Tink is leaving her friend's house one day. She hops into an Uber, and then she ends up getting kidnapped. Her and the Uber driver. And the book pretty much takes off from there. She is begging for her life. They have agreed that, you know, she can't really see the person who kidnaps her. And she has agreed that she's not going to say anything. She's not going to talk to the cops. Like, she ain't seen nothing. She ain't heard nothing. You know, but the guy who kidnapped her is pretty much like, you know what? Okay, well, I'm going to still keep some tabs on you. You know, but, so he ends up later on making himself known, and when she realizes who he is someone that you know, she knew when she was a kid, you know, from around the way, and she sees like how much he's changed, you know. She is also going through grief because her mom passed away, and he actually knew her mom because her mom used to you know, help him out when he was young, you know, because he was going through a lot of things. And he is still a bit apprehensive about her at first, you know, obviously because he's, you know, been through a lot at this point. But something happens, and when this thing happens, it very much brings them much, much closer. And he decides from there, like, you mine. You mine, you a real one, you loyal, I want you to be with me, and that's it. And that's when he begins to just, you know, kind of come on strong, and just like, he just locks it down, like, completely. And that's pretty much the novel. Like, I would say that I definitely enjoyed the first part of getting the backstories on these characters and the kidnapping aspect of it. I enjoyed the first part a lot better than I enjoyed the second half. The second half just kind of was like, okay, done. Like, you know, it moves very quickly. I think I gave this 3.5 stars. Yeah, 3.5 stars. Then I picked up Hittin Licks for the Holidays by Elijah R. Freeman. And this one is about a kid. I'm gonna call him a kid because he's young, like super early 20s. This kid named Polo, and Polo is in a situation. Him and his younger sister Jayla were living with their grandmother, and then their grandmother passed away. Jayla's father is in prison, so he's pretty much saying that I want Jayla to go and live with you know, with her aunt. And Polo doesn't want that. You know, this is the only family member that he has, and he is doing all he can to try to get up this money, you know, so he could get a lawyer so that he could keep Jayla with him. The first half of this book is just him going out with random guys, just trying to do whatever he can. The second half, I feel like it gets a bit better. Like, there's a little romance. Granted, the romance kind of comes out of nowhere, in my opinion, because the female that's in the book, like, she barely gets mentioned for like the first half of the book. Like, she's mentioned in a very minuscule way, and then suddenly you know, she's saying I always had a crush on you, and I'm just like, girl, when? When did this happen? I literally searched for her name to see, like, did I miss a part? And yeah, no, I was correct. Like, it really came out of nowhere. Apparently this is the prequel to The Hottest Summer Ever, which is a previous full novel by Elijah R. Freeman. I did not realize that this was so connected to The Hottest Summer Ever, and if I had, I probably would have went into it prepared for that. I went into this book thinking that it was brand new, you know, new characters and everything, and then when I noticed that one character from The Hottest Summer Ever had popped up, I just thought that, you know, this was just a continuation, but I have since realized that this is actually a prequel because it is completely connected to The Hottest Summer Ever. So what I would suggest is that you read The Hottest Summer Ever and then read this. Even though this is a prequel, I would say read it in that order, but just knowing, okay, this is going to be Polo's story, who is in The Hottest Summer Ever. Now, I didn't even remember he was in the book. The Hottest Summer Ever came out a couple years ago at this point. My attention span is very short because, you know, we read a lot of books, we read a lot of characters. I can't keep up with all of these things. But I now know this, and I have to let you know. Unfortunately, this one was just okay for me. You know what I mean? Like, it felt very young. It felt like it was more so geared towards a young dude to read, not me. Like, it was just like what they were talking about, what they were doing. Like, I didn't care. Like, I just didn't. Like, I just was like, okay, is he gonna get this money? Or like like I just kept feeling like, all right, like, you know what you need to do, Polo. Like, I felt like I was the older sister or something, or like the aunt. Like, can you get your shit together, Polo? Because Jayla needs you. Like, that's kind of like how I was reading it. But you know, it is what it is. That was my last read of the year. You know, all in all, I would still say it was a pretty decent month. I wanted to kind of like keep it very low key. I knew I wanted to read some holiday novels, and I did that. So, you know, it's still a win for me. But anyway, that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.